Weekly update for Friday, November 30th. Got one of those interesting phone calls in this week. Phone message from Sean B., who is in Vancouver, British Columbia, working on a television show. And in the television show, excuse me, there's a comic book store. And they're doing set dressing for the comic book store, and the events in the television show, which is codenamed Grape Hemlock, but also has the name Dark Class, needs set dressing for the show, where the events take place December December 1987. So a little comic art metaphysics resonance there. 31 years ago is December 1987, as of tomorrow anyway. And 31 years ago, I was 31. So can't predict those things happening, but there you go. Anyway, they were looking for set dressing, and I phoned Sean back and said, how about the Cerebus UK tour poster, 1986? And that sounded really good to him, since it would definitely fit the chronology. And then went back to work, and then I thought, wouldn't it be interesting if I signed the poster to the comic book store in the television show? So phoned Sean back and said, would you like it signed to the comic book store that's in the show, and what is the name of the comic book store if you do? And he called back and said it's called Lost Innocence Comics. And not being in the comic book field, it's like it took me all of 5 seconds to go, is that Lost Innocence Comics with an ICS or Lost Innocence Comics with an X? Which, of course, I got dead silence on the end of the phone, and he said, let me check that, and I'll get back to you. So here we've got a clip of me signing the Cerebus UK tour poster 1986. We have a few copies in the Cerebus archive. This seemed to be worth the sacrifice of one of them. So this is me signing it, and this is Sean's phone back message as the voiceover.
Hey Dave, it's Sean from Great Hemlock phoning back. I just heard from Rick, our showrunner, about the poster. If you could write 2 Lost Innocence Comics, that'd be great. And it's comics with a ICS at the end, not an X. So yeah, that's 2 Lost Innocence Comics. That would be awesome, and hope to hear from you soon. All right, thanks, bye.
And this being television, took about 5 minutes, me going on 3, 4, 5. Another phone message from Sean. This is great. Absolutely love the poster. Can't wait to use it. Can you tell me who took the photographs in the poster? And how I can contact them to get legal permission. And it's like, the picture of me was taken by somebody at Moondance Comics in the Hadley Mall back in 1987. Actually, the checkered shirt in the background behind me is Kevin Eastman. That was where I met Kevin and Peter for the first time. And I said, Moondance Comics has been closed since the early 1990s. The photos might have come to me from somebody who worked there, but there's no guarantee of that either. I do remember that there was about a half dozen photos, which I do have in the Cerebus archive. But who took them and where they are now, no, absolutely no idea. But I said, so the odds of somebody suing the production company, hey, that's my picture of Dave Sim, are really, really slim to none. But television companies come with their own teams of lawyers who don't take chances with stuff like that. So I said, now the other photo that's of Gerhardt, and that's a picture of Gerhardt taken with Gerhardt's camera. So if you can contact Gerhardt at cerebusart.com and tell him what you're looking for, you can get the subject and the photographer in one go on that one. So I said for the other one, they've already gathered up, I think, what was it, like 105 issues of Cerebus that they can use for set dressing. They're having like no luck at all trying to get permission from DC and Marvel. So now this is why they're looking for indie comics for set dressing. And they've got like 105 issues. So I'm going just get a color photocopy of Cerebus from one of the covers and plug them in over my picture. And he said, yeah, they'll probably do something like that. So it'll be very interesting, first of all, if they actually use the poster in the show, which I hope they do, that you can see the poster, and is this the only Cerebus UK tour poster where it's Cerebus and Gerhardt touring the UK, and we have no idea who anybody else might have been who was involved with this Cerebus UK tour poster. Another funny story attached to that, Rolly was coordinating back and forth on this using the television production company's FedEx number to FedEx it out to them the day after they phoned. That's how television works. By the time they're getting down to set dressing, there's no lead time left. So they were very grateful about that. But I asked Rolly, did you check the clip for a show called Dark Class? And he said he tried, but he got some sort of message that said not available in this country, blah blah blah, because of legal blah 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 blah. So I said to him, he said he figured he could find it on YouTube somewhere, which is probably a good bet. And I said, if you can find it, dub it onto a memory stick so I can take a look at this. And if you're in the USA, I assume that you will just be able to link to the trailer for Dark Class. And if you're in Canada, you might, or some other country that isn't the USA, you might have to go a more indirect route. But there you go. I hope Matt Dow will post a link to this, and we'll try and figure out some sort of equivalent of a drinking game where when the show comes on the air, if you can tell me how many times a Cerebus comic book or the Cerebus UK tour poster appeared in that episode, I'm not sure what. I'll mention your name on the weekly update. There, how about that? Okay, that's a done deal, all settled. And well, that's going to be it for the weekly update this week. And next week we'll be telling you about the new release of a Cerebus in Hell comic book. It has definitely arrived, so it definitely exists. And also a couple of items that will be in the January 10th Comic Link auction. Right now we're in the final moments of the Cerebus birthday card #1 Kickstarter. So if you want to jump in on that one, right now it's looking like a real rarity. About 79 cards sold, maybe like 85. If that's the case, we won't be doing them for individual signed and numbered numbers that the pledge partners have, because there's only going to be like 85 of them. But the trade-off on that is that you're probably going to get a really low number depending on when you signed up for this. So more information on that as we go along. I think the auction, the Comic Link auction that started November 14th is over today, or was over yesterday. I'm recording this on the Wednesday, so do a quick check over there. The raw materials package for the birthday card #1 is actually bringing in man, I would say what, like a quarter of the revenues that that the Kickstarter is. So thanks very much to whoever the people are that are really mad keen on the raw materials package for the Cerebus birthday card #1. And we'll see what that does coming down to the last minute. But like I say, that's it for the weekly update for this week. And I hope to see a bunch of you for the weekly update for December 7th.